it's now 60 years since I was last a sportsman. Because I was last active in sports in 1966. It's almost 60 years now. As a footballer, as a cricketer. Now I notice that new things have happened in sports. In our time, women were not in basketball. Now they are basketballers. And the Ugandan women are doing well because they are tall, they are tough. They eat millet. If you eat millet, singamuli akalo. Women were not in rugby banangi. But now, the Ugandan women are there and they will perform very well. The other time I saw them playing where? In Australia. That time they didn't win. There was some group which won. I said, but our strong women, why would they not defeat these? So this is good for the women to go in these new sports, which were really only for men. Now, for football, the boys have always been doing well, not winning internationally, but we used to have very good players. People like the late John Bunyenyezi, very good footballers. So when you have the three groups here, basketball women, rugby women, football under 17, who have done well, I congratulate you. And I wish you good luck. With the sports, we are just beginning. Tuchatandika, we are just beginning. We have not really done much yet, specifically for sports. But as Mama was saying, the general stabilization in the country is actually the main base of this manifestation of the talents which are there in the population. Because Uganda's terrain and structure of society harbors a lot of talent. You have those people in the mountains, in Kapchorwa, high altitude. And it's also in the Rwenzori. I don't know why the Bakonjo are not coming up. Because we used to have somebody called Robert Rwakojo, who was very good, was from the Rwenzori. And then you would get from Chigezi, people like Hatega who was very good. So those talents are there, like those who live in the high altitude areas. Naturally, there's little oxygen there, up. So their lungs learn how to economize oxygen. So when they come to the lowland, they just fly. That's a talent which is just there sitting. When you see all these Chiprotich and all those, it is because of where they live. In those high altitude areas with low scarce oxygen, they have that efficiency of the lungs and the muscles. Then you come to the lowlands, Lango, Teso, a little bit of Acholi. That's why you have the middle distance people, because they're always running with their long legs in those places. That's how you get the Akibuas. The Akibuas. And there used to be the high jumpers, a Tolu. There was a man called the Tolu. I heard he died recently. I first saw him jumping in Perth, Australia, 1954. That was before your grandparents were born. You come to Uganda, you'll get the boxers, short and so the whole country is full of talent. Now, what was lacking was peace. So the moment we brought peace, and then the school system spreading out a bit, more primary schools and so on. These children coming from looking after goats, they come into the school system, you start seeing them coming up. And yet we have not done all the other things, the nutrition. But you could start advising the sports, working with the Minister of Health, start advising people through the medical superintendents of districts about nutrition from early childhood feeding. You should help also to sensitize people about what to eat, bodybuilding, proteins. Those energy-giving foods. Now, with that basic infrastructure of peace and the expanded educational system, we are where we are now. But we are now beginning to slowly do something about the infrastructure. The stadiums, we have Nambole now. We are now getting Yehoima, the one in Lira, Akibwa. I think they are doing something on Peche. Then Nakivubo. And then the one near the Ruvaga area. And soon we shall start addressing the others, these old stadiums which are dilapidated. Kacheka, Mbarara, the one in Fort Portal, what do you call it? Bujirachi? Buhinga. Uh-huh. The one in Jinja, that one in Jinja, the one in Mbare, Maluku, they are there, those stadiums are there. And I want to ask the minister, the permanent secretary, and the engineering unit there to calculate for us a cheap way of doing things, because sometimes people do the very expensive way. if you look for the cheap way of repairing those stadiums, it can be done. The one in Kabare, we normally have political rallies there. They are there. Now, once we have the stadiums, I think we would have gone far, because if we have the peace, we have the school system, through the Ministry of Health, start sensitizing our people about nutrition from childhood. Be involved. How would you get policemen, sportsmen, if they are not fit? You will get an explosion, because these Africans are very strong naturally, physically. You normally see them dominating sports in the whole world. If you have that Olympics, I think 60% of the medals are taken by black people. But running for everybody, running for others. Find a black man winning for Qatar, for I don't know what, for United States, you don't see anybody else, it's only black people. Europe. So concentrate on work with the Ministry of Health about nutrition. It's part of sports development, in my view.